that you're currently experiencing. Some area of life that's causing you pain, perhaps in your career or in a relationship, perhaps your health, or how about with the amount of money you have or the lack of free time? Now, keep your hands up if you would really love to have that problem solved. Great. You see, we live in a universe that speaks to us through two growth signals, actually. Two growth signals: our longings and our discontent. It's that feeling of longing for something that you haven't yet created, and a feeling of discontent with current circumstances that sparks you to grow. Now, the Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith has once quoted where he says that to change our lives, we are often pushed by pain until we're pulled by a vision. These two energies, the pain of your problem and that burning desire for what you want, are essential for creating new results. Now, let me show you a time in my life where pain pushed me to make a change. You see, it was the end of April when I was walking and I was frustrated. I was discontent with my business. Things were not going right. And I was walking along and I wasn't paying attention to what I was paying attention to, right? Because that's what our topic is. What are you paying attention to? And I slipped and I fell. Boom. And I realized, something's wrong here. And I got up and I couldn't walk, but I walked in. You get up, you go back to the house, ignoring the pain. Anybody here have gone over ignoring the pain when you've hurt yourself or when you've gotten hurt and you said, well, it doesn't matter. But you know what? I was angry at myself. And I was so worried too that I really hurt myself. And I have all these big plans where I need to be healthy. So raise your hand if any of you can relate to this, where you've got something big coming and you blew it. And so I made a decision to go home anyway, and I ignored the pain for a day, and it kept getting bigger and bigger. I finally, the next day, went to the emergency room and was told I have a fractured ankle. And it was at that moment I made a decision that I was going to change. And I decided that I was going to do whatever it took. I was going to go after what I really wanted, and that was total health. And let me tell you, as soon as I thought that thought, fear rose up and gripped my stomach. I had no idea how it was going to work out. I was uncertain. I was scared. What if I failed? There was a part of me arguing for why I couldn't get my foot healed. A part of me knew that I was, why it was going to be hard. I'm going to have to listen to a specialist. I would have to listen and not do it on my own. Anybody here relate? Mm-hmm. Things occur on the other side of what's comfortable. So I made a decision to let that part of me that wanted my foot to heal win over the part of me that was afraid. Okay. So I dug into my Dream Builder program and found the CD on forgiveness and healing and health and put all my energy into healing my foot. So it was like 1 month later that I actually took this off. I was in celebrating mode. And because I went in and my x-rays showed that I had healed. Now, I was like really hoping that would be it, but I wasn't really sure. So I decided I'm not going to take this. Have you ever been grateful in something that's uncomfortable? Well, I decided I was going to take my boot and make it into a planner to remind me of the growth that occurred, because I was willing to take instruction and follow through. Just like the bamboo plant here, it can't grow until it has a strong root system. So this boot has roots in it. So that's my story. Oh, I have many stories of, healing through pain, not just, not just physical pain, but emotional pain as well. So, and I couldn't have done it if I didn't have a mentor. I have to have structure and I have to have support. So let me, here's an overview. That's just an example of how I apply this system we're talking about today into my own life as a transformational coach. So I invest my time and energy in a career that I love. I have deep, rich, meaningful relationships that I cherish with all my heart. My health is better than ever, and I'm able to serve my clients. I love and help incredible people like you design, discover, and then live into your dream life. I absolutely love my life, and I would not be where I'm at today without the Dream Builder program system. So here's an overview of what we're going to cover. In the Dream Builder program, there's 10 principles that will skyrocket your success if you apply them to your life. And today, I'm grateful to be able to give you 3 of those principles that you can apply right now to help you create the life you absolutely love. Sound good? Okay, so if you're in for the possibility of creating something even more amazing for your life, touch your heart and say, I'm in. I'm in. I'm really in. Okay, now here's my promise to you. I promise I'm going to give you everything I can in this short period of time we have together. And at the end of the presentation, many of you will want to take this information further and integrate it into your life. So for you, I have a special gift that you're going to love that I'm going to give you at the end. Sound good? Okay, cool. Great. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to teach you something called a results formula. Okay? Let's learn how to expand our awareness for success in the area of life that matter to you. Okay? Every one of us have results in each area: health and well-being, love and relationships, vocation, and time and money freedom. Every one of us have results in these areas. The results you're getting in your life in these areas are a perfect reflection of your awareness in these areas. So let's expand our awareness together by studying this pattern that creates your results, or what I like to call the results formula. And it begins like this. Thoughts cause feelings. Thoughts cause feelings. You know this. When you think joyful thoughts, you feel happy. When you think scary thoughts, your heart beats faster. When you think about all the things left to do and now there's no time to do them, you feel stressed and overwhelmed. And when you think about what you've accomplished and what you're capable of, you feel more confident. Your thoughts affect your physiology. Now, your feelings cause actions. By law, your feelings must be expressed into your actions. Try this out. Put on the physical posture and facial expression of someone who's depressed. Interesting. Y'all know how to do that. Shoulders down, head down. Face expressionless or frowning. Now, shake it out. Okay? Now, put on the body position of someone who's confident, happy, and just had a major success. Interesting. Shoulders are up, arms up. So our feelings are expressed into our actions. When we feel confident, when we feel energized, we take different action than when we feel depressed, frustrated, or sad. Okay? Actions cause results, and it's our actions that cause our results. Your thoughts cause your feelings cause your actions, and your action cause your results. This is the law of cause and effect. But most people don't get it. Most people look at their results And they look at their circumstances, their conditions, and they call those their causes. Actually, they're too smart to call them their causes. They actually call them their be causes. I can't start a new career because I'm too old. Because I lose all my benefits. I can't take time off because I don't have the money, or because I don't have the vacation time and my boss won't let me. I can't find the love of my life because I'm not young enough, thin enough, attractive enough. I can't because, where the true cause of all our results is right here, your thoughts. Your results are caused by what you've been thinking. This is the first cause. So if you want to know what you've been thinking, look around at all your results. Your results never lie. So if you want to create new results in your life, then we must begin by looking at our thinking, where our thinking comes from, and how the mind creates a result. I'm blessed to speak to many different groups and organizations at live events. And often after the presentation, somebody will come back and find me and say they lead another group or organization and ask if they could hire me to come to their group and present, which I'm always so happy to do. And here's, whenever I go to a group organization, here's one of the exercises I have them do. You ready? Okay. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to look around the room and see everything you can that is blue in color. Try to remember everything that's blue. Go. Look for blue. Look for blue. Now count all the things that are blue. Stop. Okay? Now close your eyes, and with your eyes closed, bring to mind all the red items you saw. Okay? Raise your hand if you saw more blue than red. Almost every hand is up. Now, open your eyes and look at all the red items in the room. How many see more red than they saw before? Okay, why is this? Now, there's an area in your brain called the reticular activating system, whose job is to mediate your overall level of consciousness or awareness. In other words, the reticular activating system's job is to bring into our awareness what it is that we are looking for and filter out of our awareness what we're not looking for. So, what we are paying attention to, we will see. Seek and you shall find, right? Where we pay attention is where the universe reads our intention. So most of us were taught to focus our thoughts on what's reasonable, what's safe, why we can't, what's missing, what problems we might face, why it won't work. If we want to change our results, we must start by changing our focus. It was Henry Ford who said, obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Highly successful people begin with the end in mind. They know their outcome. They become clear on what it is they really want. Because where your attention goes, energy flows. You begin to see resources and opportunities other people miss. Okay, so this brings us to the first secret of dream building. Principle number 1, designing your dream. So what is it that you would love? Designing your dream. Write this down. Clarity has power. Without a clearly defined blueprint, you cannot build your dream. Just like you must have a clear blueprint if you want to build a house, the same is true with your dream. When you become clear on what it is you really want in life, you begin to see opportunities, circumstances, resources that you'd otherwise have missed. So, let's begin. Let's design the blueprint of your dream. How do you do that? And we're going to make it crystal clear. All right, take a deep breath. Consider the 4 domains of your life: your health and well-being, your love and relationships, your vocation, and your time and money freedom. Your health and well-being, your love and relationships, your vocation, your time and money freedom. And for our purposes today, I invite you to choose one of those areas that you would love to improve the most. And if you have trouble narrowing it down, you can apply this exercise to all the areas of your life later. But for now, simply select one domain of your life you'd love to improve your results in. Now, I invite you to give yourself permission to imagine like you did when you were a kid, where nothing is impossible, no dream was too big. When you were a little kid, you had a rich imagination. You put on possible futures when you were 3 or 4 years old. You imagined being a fireman or an astronaut or a ballerina or a doctor or anything you wanted. So I challenge you to dream big. We're going to unlock your imagination with this simple question. What would you love? Ask yourself, what would I love? You receive different answers inside yourself when you ask, what would I love? Compared to, what do I think I can do? What does the economy say I can do? What does my current situation say I can do? What do other people say I should do? Now, Howard Thurman, Dr. Martin Luther King's mentor, said, don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive and then go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. So for the present moment, just lean into the question, what would I love in this area of my life? And I'm going to take you into a process called the time machine. Right now, imagine you're getting into a time machine and traveling 3 years into the future. And it's 3 years from now. Anything you wanted completely worked out. It's 2020. Now take your pen and sheet of paper and write at the top, I am so happy and grateful now that. Get a piece of paper and pencil. Right at the top, there's a blank page. I am so happy and grateful now that. And in a moment, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write down what you would love in this area of your life. Now, suspend any urge to try to figure out how this result's going to happen right now. This is simply what you would love, as if someone gave you a magic wand and you could create exactly what you wanted. So dream big here. Now I invite you to take a deep breath, close your eyes if you want to, and imagine it's 3 years from today and everything worked out. All the challenges are solved. Consider what would you love for your life? What's happening in this area of your life you selected? If you could wave a magic wand, what great things are occurring for you? If you couldn't fail, what would you love to be doing? What experiences are you having? Who are you with? See it. How does it feel? Feel it. Now, open your eyes and take 2 minutes and write as much as you can, painting a beautiful picture of the life you're imagining. Ready? Go. Okay, now you can stop, pause it, and take your 2 minutes here, okay? Nicely done, by the way. You're on your way. And this is the beginning of designing a life you would love. I know you might not know how this dream is going to happen. That's okay. Great dream builders are willing to suspend the need to know the how at the beginning of the process. Don't worry, we're going to get there. Okay. So now you have the beginning of a clearly defined dream. Let's move on to principle number 2. It's called making a decision, deciding for your dream. Now, you must make a firm decision for what it is you want before you're willing to bring that dream into reality. Okay? Now, Napoleon Hill, author of the book Think and Grow Rich, after studying 25,000 men and women, concluded that highly successful people form the habit of making decisions quickly and changing them seldom, if ever. Well, unsuccessful people made decisions slowly and changed them frequently. It's the decision we are willing to make that shapes our lives. Now, we all know people who have stayed in the same place for years and years. Perhaps you're one of them, because they were unable to make a decision. For me, it was staying in a job. I decided at one point that was a good job, so I stayed in it for 17 years. I had no passion by the end for it, but I must have made a decision to stay stuck, right? So I'm inviting you in this moment, when you just design that dream, make a decision for it. Because we must be willing to sign our name to the thing we want and take action in the absence of knowing all the steps if we want to have our dream. No new process can begin and no new path can be forged until a decision has been made. Once you make a firm decision, all kinds of things come in to help you out. This is where that's the second principle of dream building. I've had so many clients make a decision for their lives. They're especially people who have come out of one career and are ready to make a decision for the rest of their lives, knowing that they've spent a lot of their lives in one area and they're deciding for a new life. That's the job of a mentor coach, to keep you on track and encourage you over time. Okay. The third principle is befriending your fear. Now, the value of your decisions depends upon the courage that you have to make them. Great dream builder requires the ability to suspend knowing the how and taking action in the absence of all the answers. When we decide for our dream, there's a part of us that says yes. There's a part of us that rises up and says, yeah, right, that's not going to happen. Or that voice may say, yeah, well, how are you going to do that? You've never done that before. Who do you think you are? You don't have what it takes. Now raise up your hand if those voices have already talked to you just during this short time. Okay? Now, what is that voice? That's the voice of fear. It's the part of you that wants things to stay status quo. And often fear will disguise itself as practicality. Fear won't say, I'm here to kill your dreams. It's too smart for that. It'll say, I'm here to keep you safe. I'm here to make sure you never have to experience that level of pain again. I'm here to make sure your kids are taken care of. I'm here to make sure you don't get embarrassed. It's the voice that says, now is not the good time. Wait until later. It's the voice that says, you don't have the money for that. That's irresponsible. It's the voice that says, you don't have the experience or the credentials. Who do you think you are to have this dream? And it's a part of you, more important, that asks, what if I fail? If so, okay, what if you fail? How many of you have had a failure in your life? We all have. And when we were babies, we all started out as non-walkers. And as a non-walker, you saw people all around you on their hind legs, and you wanted that level of freedom for yourself. You wanted to be upright and to not be floor bound. So you rose up, you locked your eyes on that cookie or that vision or dream, and you gave it your best shot at staking steps. And what happened? You fell down. But what'd you do next? You rose up, tried to take a step, and you fell down. And when you were learning to walk, never once did you say or think to yourself, well, that's it. I'm just not meant to be a walker. So you rose up and you kept on going. And with each try, you took a few more steps and a few more steps until finally you became that walker. And then there's something that happens when we become adults. We stop giving ourselves permission to fall down. If we fall down in business, we say, I guess I'm not meant to be a business owner. Or if we fall down in love, we say, I guess love isn't in the cards for me. And it's falling down and rising up that we are actually the key to achieving your dreams. We must befriend our fear and give ourselves the permission to fail enough to succeed. I love that. Fail enough to succeed. Oprah was fired by TV executives, told she was not fit for TV. But she rose up and kept going. Steven Spielberg was rejected from the USC Film School 3 times, but he rose up and kept going. J.K. Rowling was unemployed, divorced, raising a daughter, and her first novel, Harry Potter, was rejected by 12 publishing houses, but she rose up and kept going. Okay? Fear and failure are prerequisites for achieving great dreams. So when the voice of doubt questions you and asks, what if you fail? Let your response be, bring it on. I might fail, but if I do, I will rise up and keep going and I will succeed. So how do we give power to that part of us that wants to move forward when we are hearing the voice that wants us to stay small? There's a whole process to this, and I take them through this in the Dream Builder program. But for the purposes of this short little video, I'm going to give you one thing you can do, all right? Remember, where your attention goes, energy flows. So when you notice your thoughts going toward limitation, interrupt that thought, refocus your mind on the dream, and take an action step. This action is key because it tells your subconscious mind that you're serious about your new result. And over time, that old paradigm and thinking will eventually dissolve away. So ask yourself the question, what's one action I can take that would move me in the direction of my dream? And then take that action. It could be to Google something. It could be just getting up and physically moving. But you're signaling to yourself and to your higher power, your universe, you are ready. I'm taking forward. So take a look at what you've written down as your vision, your dream. What's one action step you could take that would move you in the direction of that dream? Don't let yourself on the hook on this one. There's absolutely is some action you can take to start moving toward the life you would love. So what is that action step for you? Make sure to write it down, at least one action step. And then put by that step a date by when you're going to take it. Progress is more important than perfection. So taking even in the smallest step toward your dream will make a difference. The key is to do what you can with what you have from where you are. The choices and actions we take today are ultimately who we become tomorrow. So, you know that was a lot here. Let me summarize what we've learned. We learned the results formula. Thinking, feeling, actions result. Your thoughts lead you to your feelings to your actions, action results. We learn the first principle of dream building, designing your dream. You must have a blueprint of what you want in order to achieve it. The second principle is this power deciding for the thing, for your dream. And the third is befriending your fear. Do what you can with what you have right now. Okay? So, as I promised at the beginning of the presentation, I have a special gift for you. For those of you who are really serious about getting on with it, I know without a doubt, for me at least, and all the people I've coached, there's a mentor with structure and support. And I'm offering you a $250 value, 45-minute session with me where I will help you go in, get clear on your vision, and see if we would be a good fit to work together. Some of you know that you're ready. Others of you maybe not quite yet, but I have 5 sessions ready, and I do this. I carve out in my busy schedule each week 5 spots for discovery sessions, and I'm offering you completely complimentary at no charge, and it's my gift to you. And it's a $250 value. It really is. That's what my time is right now, because I visioned that, and that's where I'm at. I've been doing this for 10 years now, and how many of you are serious about achieving your dream and would like to have a discovery session? Great. Get a hold of me here. All right, so I'm going to close with a story, and it's a true story about William H. Murray. William Murray is known as one of the 5 top mountain climbers of all time, and he's famous for discovering the southern route of Mount Everest, which made summiting Mount Everest possible. When Edward Hillary, the first man to ever summit Everest, wanted to put together a team, he came to Murray and said, "We want you on our team. But each person has to have the money to raise to go with us." And Murray thought and said, "I'd love to be in that expedition." However, in his writing about it, he said, I asked, "Well, how much was it?" When confronted with the price, he said he saw no way of coming up with that money. And disheartened, he declined to go, and they went without him. They had a great expedition, they didn't summit it. A few years later, they came and found Murray again. "We all want you on this team. Come with us." And Murray said, "I did exactly the same thing." I said, "How much was it?" And when confronted with the price, "I can't do it." And again, the number was more he believed possible for himself. He declined based on conditions. He declined. They go further up the mountain, they learn more, but they still don't summit Mount Everest. A couple of years later, Hillary comes to him again and says, "Listen, we're going on just one more time, and I think we're going to summit this time. Because last time when I got off Everest, I looked at her and said, I'm going to climb you because you're not getting any bigger and I am." When Murray wrote about it in his book's called Evidence of Things Not Seen, he said it took all the courage he had. It took every stretch he could muster, but it caused him to ask a different question. Instead of asking how much, he asked, "How much is the deposit?" Now, William H. Murray wrote, "When I was told the down payment, I knew I could get that amount, but I had no idea how to come up with the rest. The down payment wouldn't get him all the way up Mount Everest, but he said, okay, I'll put the down payment down anyway." He said later in his writings about that moment, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Absence of evidence is simply absence of awareness. Now, you have your Mount Everest level dream. And perhaps there's no clear path at this point. But that doesn't mean a path doesn't exist for you. It just means that you're not aware enough to be able to see the things you can do to generate the results you want. In Murray's book, there's a very famous quote by him where he describes what happens for him. And he says, until one is committed, there's hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, namely, that the moment one definitely commits himself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issue from the decision. Here's the quote. Whatever you can and dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. You have a splendid dream. You wrote it down. You can feel it. You made a decision for it. And to achieve your dream, you must decide for it over and over and over again. You must decide for it over opposing circumstances. You must decide for it when it's inconvenient. You must decide for it when it's uncomfortable and you don't feel like it, because there's one elementary truth. You must commit to your dream and befriend the fear, because when you do, a whole stream of events issue from that decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which you could not have dreamt would have come your way. Now, for those of you who are willing to commit to your dream, and for those of you who would love support in achieving your dream, if you would love a coach to help you summit your Mount Everest, make sure you get a hold of me. And my email address and my you can text me at 512-497-0190. Put I'm ready in there. Let's set up a session. Let's talk. 45 minutes of my time. I'll help you get there. I'll tell you more about my Dream Builder program. But just remember this. As you shut off this computer and go out into your life, know that what is inside of you is so far greater than any challenge that you're facing. No tension, right? You have incredible power within you, right? Today is your day. Today, set your intention. Put your attention on your intention, and then no tension as you move forward. Okay? So whatever you can or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. It's been a privilege and an honor to have spent this time with you today. Judy Matejcik, award-winning life mastery consultant. To your greatness.